Hello, my name is Millicent Black. I am a Doctor of Ministry student at United Theological Seminary. I'm working on my doctoral thesis, and that is entitled When Women Suffer in Silence from Domestic Violence Abuse, a Journey to Healing, Recovery, and Restoration. Right now, we want to celebrate the fact that women can speak, that women's voices are being restored, and women are being empowered to stand up and say no to violence, say no to abuse, say no to mistreatment of any kind, and then empowered to love themselves, to say to yourself you're beautiful, to say to yourself you're lovely, to say to yourself you are worth it. You are worth the time, you're worth the energy, you're worth the effort to become all you can be in God through the power of the Holy Spirit that is within you. Behind me is a waterfall. My major theme is the Samaritan woman that met Jesus at the well. The significance of the well is that Jesus offered her living water. Living water takes many forms and many shapes. Most importantly, living water allows us to live again. It allows us to live beyond our mistakes. It allows us to live beyond the pain of the past. It allows us to live beyond what we thought we should have, could have, or would have done had not this, that, or the other happened. And then it empowers us to look beyond and into the future, not just look into it, but to walk into it. Imagine yourself standing underneath this waterfall. Imagine that all of the hurt, the pain, the guilt, the shame of the past is being washed away. Imagine that as you walk out of the waterfall, there's nothing left but today and tomorrow and the future. And in front of you is Jesus standing with his hands out saying, nothing ever mattered except you to me. And I want to see you succeed in life more than anything in this world. And to help you, I'm going to give you my Holy Spirit. His job will be to teach you, to guide you, to intercede on your behalf, to remind you of the things that I've said about you, that you're the apple of my eye. You're precious in my sight. You're tattooed to the palm of my hand, and your walls are ever before me. To remind you that every time you come upon a Goliath, every time there's a Jericho wall, every time there's a Pharaoh barreling down behind you with his army, there's a Red Sea crossing in front of you. There's dry ground. There are stones that you can step across into the future, into the blessings of the Lord that maketh you rich and adds no sorrow to it. I want to invite you to join me at a place called hiding. And at the hiding place, we'll come to be with God. We'll come to be restored. We'll come to enjoy the presence of the Lord together. And in that place, it'll be a theme called Woman, You Are Worth It. Woman, you're worth everything God ever went through Jesus Christ, for you to be what only you can be. And that's a blessing to the body in your place, doing your thing, according to the plan God had for you. And in Jeremiah, he says that that plan was for good and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. I too have been victimized by violence, from a child to a teenager to a young adult. And even as an adult, I've been victimized by violence. Violence uninvited, violence unexpected, violence misdirected. And yet I've learned to stand in the strength of the Lord and say no. I encourage you to speak out. I encourage you to speak up. I encourage you to hold yourself up and your head up and know that you're worth it. You're worth everything that Jesus died on Calvary's cross for you to be. You're worth every ounce of energy that God used in the Holy Spirit's power to create Jesus as a baby in a woman's womb. You're worth everything that Jesus brought up out of that grave for you, and that's victory, victory, victory. So please join me in celebrating who you are as a woman, in celebrating your worth, in celebrating your value, in celebrating you being the most loved person in this earth because of God.